Hello and welcome to the 24 to Scratch podcast. I'm your host Jojo and I'm joined with Jacob. Jacob, how you doing?
Hey, very good. Super excited to be doing this podcast, to be honest. Like, it's something we've talked about for a while, and this is a super exciting challenge we're doing. And yeah, love to get this off the ground.
It is. And this podcast, just to give everyone a bit of context, is all about Jacob's journey and getting into the nitty-gritty of Jacob's journey from 24 to Scratch handicap golfer in just 1 year. The challenge of trying to achieve that. And it's day 100 that we're starting this podcast on. So, first of all, congratulations on day 100. You've made content for 100 days and you've trained for 100 days in a row to try and get to a scratch golfer. How are you feeling? 100 days.
I'm feeling super proud of the fact that I've actually been able to achieve it. I think when I started the challenge, I was super naive to like how difficult this would actually be, and it is by far been the hardest 100 days of my life. Everything about it is hard. Making the content is hard. Training that vigorously for that long is hard. Living, and I'm not a professional golfer, right? So I still have a full-time job. I've got a baby and a family to look after. So it is just insane the amount of hours that I'm having to like just be awake and just continuously work. All of this on no sleep as well because of baby. But yeah, I think if you've watched any of the short videos or even the long videos that I've been posting, you probably hear me complain one or two times about my body. And so I'm feeling like, I would say as a human being, like 70-80% right now, just because I've got like aches and pains and sores from training so much. But yeah, pretty good. Excited as always and motivated to keep working there.
80% is pretty good for a new dad, to be honest.
Yeah,
that's not even bad. You're on top of the world right now.
yeah, exactly. She's been my little girl. She's been great recently, actually. Like for the last 2 nights, I think she slept for like a solid 2 hours last night. So that was
Oh wow,
it was nice to get 2 hours sleep. Yeah.
yeah. Remind me not to have kids, right? I wanted to get into first of all, because we're 100 days in, or you're 100 days in. I ain't done Nish. A recap over the last 100 days. You started on a 24 handicap. What are you down to now?
So I am now down to an 18.3 handicap. Mate, it should be lower than that for 2 reasons. One, because I for context, I live in Spain, so it's an amazing place to play golf like 90% of the year because you can play all throughout the winter in essentially the same, if not better conditions than the rest of the year. But I ended up having to be in England for 2 months, and that really threw my game off just because of having to change the way I train. So you can't just like go to the chipping green or practice green whenever you want because it's insanely weather dependent. So I was just hitting the range loads. My putting fell off a cliff, and I just winter golf rules, so I wasn't able to hand in as many scorecards as I would have liked to. So basically, that means I'm an 18.3, but I do think I'm lower than that. And I was on the round of my life today. The round of my life, Jojo. Like it was so. I opened up with 3 pars in a row, then bogey, then par.
Oh my lord!
I don't know if it's because of the vaccines that my baby's just had, but something hit me so bad that I had like the worst toilet emergency of my life mid round. I just had to just leave the course and sprint to the bathroom. Like my life did depend on it. Like I thought I was gonna die. Like I was in so much pain. I had to like sprint to the bathroom, and I was just sat in the bathroom always crying. One, of the pain, and 2, because I've just had to sacrifice the best round of my life so far. I was going into like the 6th or 7th hole 1 over, and I was like, this is just crazy. Yeah, it was just mate. But yeah, just to stop the fluffing. Yeah, basically I'm down to an 18.3, and I think England threw my game off a little bit. I should be lower than what I am. But yeah, it's been a tough 100 days, that's for sure.
Right, so hang on. Back to this toilet situation. You didn't carry on the round afterwards.
No, there was no way I was going back to that course, Jojo. It was honestly, it was the fight for my life in there. It was crazy, and I'm still working as well. So I try and go down for 9 holes in the midday on like a kind of like an extended lunch break because basically I live and work right next to the golf course. So one of the reasons why I'm able to do this is because I essentially live on a golf course. So it's very easy for me to like slip out hour and a half, 9 holes, boom, back in, or like go early in the morning to train. But there was no way I was getting back on the course after that. Like, so something's got me good, man.
I genuinely, I don't think I've ever been in the situation on a golf course. Touch wood, because next time I'm out there, I'm probably going to get absolutely riddled now. But I've been in a few situations in my life where I've had to it's squeaky bum time. But I don't think on the golf course I've had the displeasure of being there.
Would
I mean,
not recommend.
did you run? You ran, or did you have a buggy?
Well, it's one of those things, right? I don't want to get too weird about it, right? But you're in. I didn't have a buggy. I was just like the push trolley. And without being like too graphic, like when you're in an emergency like that, you got two options, right? Run or walk. When you run, you're adding more turbulence to the stomach in the gut,
Yeah.
right? So it's like it kind of adds to the damage. But then you're gonna get to the bathroom later if you walk. So it's kind of like a run when I can, then walk, then run, then walk, then run, then walk. Well, yeah, what a topic we got onto in this.
Oh, that's shocking! Right, back to the golf. Back to the golf. If you're still listening, we're gonna go back to the golf now. All right. Well, you're kind of unlucky, or not unlucky, but the timings haven't blessed you because being in England for 2 months during probably the two best months for golf in Spain is sad. It's kind of the golf season out there down in Spain during November, December, isn't it? Really, like October.
Yeah, because you got the issue of the heat in the summer, right? So
Yeah,
it's like it's the complete reverse to England because people think you can play all year round golf in Spain, which you can, but it's just not pleasurable playing in August in Spain. Just because if you're as pasty as me, you've got a ton of sun cream on. It's 40 degrees, you're melting, the sun cream's dripping off you in the sweat, like your hands are all like sweaty and sun creamy, like. And it's really hard to focus. You need to like consume so much water throughout the round. It's a really difficult time. So it's like peak season in Spain for golf is the winter. But then because of obviously certain family circumstances and things, I had to be back in England, which it wasn't the optimal time, but I mean, we still managed to fit in some good rounds. We got some good content, some good training. I was training with Harry Trussler down at Bowood. I love the guy; he's a legend. I think really good friend of mine now, and he's given me some great tips, and I've learned a lot from him. The downside of my time in England, which I think was the worst, was just mats. So essentially, being at the range, not being able to go out and play as much and just hitting off of like mat after mat after mat after mat after mat in the cold. Really the only thing I could focus on was like swing mechanics, right? So I was getting so deep into the thought process and focusing so much on the actual swing mechanics that I'd genuinely just forgotten how to play golf. And I think by that last week when me and you went out, I think we played in Westbury, I shot 25 over on 9 holes because I just couldn't hit golf ball. Well, it was like -1 degrees when we started, which obviously doesn't help me. Like I'm a tennis guy anyway, which a lot of people notice in the videos. But I've been getting more flexible and loose recently. But when it's -1, you got a ton of layers on, and then I'm just constantly obsessing over the swing mechanics. Just completely ruin my game. So over the last week, as I've been back in Spain now, what I've been doing to get over that is I just honestly right now, I don't care about the swing. I don't care about it. All I care about is feeling comfortable. I just want to get comfortable again with the putter, comfortable again with the swing. And since I've let go of giving a damn about the actual like technicality of the swing. Like, does this look like a good swing? Is this the perfect swing? I don't care about that anymore. And I've shaved like 20 shots off my game like immediately. Now I can play golf again. Now I'm hitting greens and regs. Now I'm hitting beautiful shots. And obviously, yeah, like there's a slice in there every now and then. But like, it's just I'm making connection with all the balls, and I'm just enjoying it more, and I'm more flexible, and like it's just this spiral, like this like snowball effect of like not this mental block at the start of overthinking about the swing, just letting go of that, and now thinking about the actual golf.
I actually think that is such a massive thing about golf, and you find it when, for me, where I just play like every weekend or something, that when I'm in a period of my life where I'm like, I want to get really good at golf, I'm going to go to the range, I'm going to record my swing, I'm going to get lessons, blah 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 blah, I get worse. And it's not because, oh, you get worse before you get better kind of thing. It's because your mind is like stuck in a, oh, I need to do this, I need to load it here, I don't want to, and then I need to fill this on the way down and do this. And you're on the course, and you're like, how the hell do I actually hit a golf ball? Like, well, whereas like now, I'm not trained, I'm not going to the range, and I'm not like training, I'm not really that obsessed with it. Like, I love golf, I want to play as much as possible, but I'm not obsessed with getting better right now, because I've learnt that the less I care and the more I just like turn up and try and have a good time and like want to just enjoy myself, the better I play. And like my handicap is coming tumbling down just because I'm enjoying the golf. I'm there. I'm not like, if I hit a bad shot, I'm like, it's golf, isn't it? Like, I'm not a professional golfer. I'm gonna hit bad shots, but I'm not there thinking, right, I need to turn the hips and I need to do this, a full turn, blah 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 blah. Like, your body knows when you've been playing for a couple of years how to actually hit a golf shot. And yeah, you can get lessons, and you need to get in lessons to improve, but also you need to be in the right mindset to actually play some good golf. And towards that spell in England, your mindset was in the gutter. You literally couldn't play golf and you hated it, and you needed that little reset, and now and enjoying golf. But I mean, do you think golf going in the UK is actually one of the hardest places to play golf? As in, and let me flesh this out, because in the UK you get every sort of condition. Like, the seasons are so, where it's mild, you can play golf all year round. And it's not like in Canada where, like, you know, for like 6 months of the year, or in like Norway for like 6 months of the year, say, you actually can't even play golf because it's snowed under. It's like you actually can play golf in the UK all year round, but then you're playing in these like drastic conditions. There's only like 1 or 2 months a year when you get good conditions. You get rain, you get snow, you get frost. You get like horrible boggy lies on most of the public courses, and then it is a challenge because you have to learn and adapt and play in all these different conditions. In the summer, you can get 350 yards of rollout on your drives. You know, you can be driving at 300 yards and you think you're Tiger Woods. But in the winter, you hit it like 180 yards because as soon as it hits the floor, it's plugged and it's -2 degrees. Whereas a lot of places in the world, I feel like, where you obviously get adverse weather, but it's like you can't and you don't play golf during that time. And then there's other places like Portugal and Spain and like Dubai where it's like fairly mild throughout the year, and the weather isn't as adverse, so it's easy to play. Or I don't know. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think of the countries that I've played in, so I've probably played golf in like maybe 5 countries. I think England has to be the most difficult because it's like what you're saying, right? It's like you're going out in the winter to continue to play, but should you really be playing? Like when we went out, it's like -1, the ground's frozen solid. I think when we went to Mad Swans, the ground was frozen solid. And I think I almost broke my wrist on like the first hole because I went for a shot. It might have been a good shot, like even like contact with the ground after the ball, but it was like hitting concrete. And you're not going to get, it is, yes, hot and dry in Spain, but the golf courses are watered, so you're not going to get like absolutely rock solid lies. I think as well the elements of the cold are way worse to play in than the heat, just because in the cold to go out and play you have to layer up loads. So it's like if you're wearing like thermal t-shirt, like a thermal jacket like this one, then a top jacket or a gilet, it's like you get that you can feel it in the backswing, right? So like there's another factor of that, and then you've got like hand warmers and stuff, and your hands are so cold, and you don't know if you're gripping hard, you don't know, you can't even like in golf in England. I know you can't see this if you're just listening, but like if you've ever been outside for like 2 hours when it's like sub-zero freezing outside, when your hands get really cold, if you try and close your hands, it's like you're trying to it's like they're closing in slow motion. So it's like that obviously has a massive effect on your grip on the club. It has to. I don't care what anyone says. Like it has to have a massive impact. So you've got that. Then you've got the environmental impacts of like the cold or wet ground in England, where it's like if it's really wet, which it usually is throughout the winter, you just lose a load of balls. You could hit a ball into the fairway and you've lost it. There's like, all the leaves on the ground. It's just crazy how many extra shots you're taking throughout the round, through where if it was just a sunnier, drier day, you might have had 5 extra shots, or like 5 less shots, because you would have found your ball in the fairway. And it's those weird situations what I've been like struggling with over the past 2 months in England, is that like I want to go out and submit a handicap round, but I can't really, because I've had to just take one, you can't anyway in winter conditions, they won't let you hand it in on most courses, but 2, it's like you've hit a perfect drive into the middle of the fairway and you cannot find the ball because it's plugged into the ground, like it's like under the earth because it's been raining so much. But to go back to the original question, I think it's way harder in England than anywhere else, just because of those elemental factors. Like it is hard in Spain in the summer, but it's a completely different challenge going out in 40-degree heat. Like you obviously the challenge there is that you can't walk it because you're just going to pass out from heat exhaustion. You need the buggy because you're going to have that shade to keep your temperature down, to keep cool, to stack all the water that you're going to need in through that round. So it does get very difficult, but it's not as hard as in England, like traipsing around in the absolute pissing rain. It's just it's so difficult in England throughout the year.
Yeah, I think one of the arguments against it is probably like the greens and the green speeds. Like you can get some nice woolly greens in England where like not much undulation and stuff, whereas I know for your course as well, like the greens always seem absolutely rapid and dry, and like sometimes you hit a putt and it's gone 50 yards into the fairway and you think, how have I done that?
That's what I struggled with getting to England as well. It's like the difference in the greens and the difference in how you play versus Spain and England is crazy, because I got to England in like the start of November, where it's already like super wet and boggy, and even the air temperature comes into like play. It's like in Spain, really, you don't like you're gonna hit before the green and get it to roll on the green. Like the level of golf that I'm at the moment, like the play for me, optimal plays is if I want the ball to get onto the green, I have to land before the green in a roll on, because even if I hit like a perfect like high lofted wedge shot, if it lands on the green, they're hard, they're fast, it's just gonna you can't really predict the roll at my skill level. It's just gonna like roll off. Whereas in winter golf in England, it's like there's no option, you have to hit the green, because where it lands is going to stay because it's so wet. I think
I do like that.
That's
it's
one
quite
key
satisfying.
difference.
It's very...
that's a nice thing. You just hit like the perfect wedge shot, just boop, stuck into the green.
It stops dead.
I get it. Also depends on like what kind of courses you're playing in England. Like I will say, when we played Bowood, like the greens were phenomenal for the winter conditions this year, and I think the other course we played, which were fantastic as well, was Camberwell. We played Camberwell after like it was even been raining for a couple of days, and the greens were in like tip-top shape. But I think for most affordable budget courses throughout the winter, it's going to be so hard to play on those greens.
Yeah, I agree. And back in Spain now, how's the recent scores been going? Then give us a little overview.
Really good. I think today I guess if I'd have fluffed double bogey the back 2 holes, I probably would have ended 6 over maximum today, over 9 holes. I've only played 2 rounds of 9 since I got back, and I shot 9 over on the first round as well, and that was the front 9 of my home club, Costa Dorada. I opened terribly with a double triple bogey, and then I got progressively better throughout the round. But that was only because I've just started to let go, like I've been saying, just let go of that swing mechanics. I feel like I'm shooting way less. And the first time I handed in the scorecard, my handicap dropped basically a whole point. It dropped 0.9, which was nice to see. I'm actually playing in a competition this Saturday.
Yeah,
so home club competition. Obviously, you got the added element of the competition and everybody else around you and stuff like that. But it should be interesting to see what I shoot in this comp. My home course, if you haven't played it, is a very difficult course. Just because it is so unforgiving. It's essentially through a forest on a cliff. So it's if you slice or hook, the ball's gone. There ain't no chance you're finding it. It's not like some of the other courses around, or the courses that I see on Instagram in America, where it's you could have the fattest slice in the world, and the worst thing that's going to happen is just going to go onto the other fairway. Here, if you don't have the perfect tee shot on, I would say 15 of the holes, you've lost the ball. There's no point in even looking for it. It is lost.
It is tough.
Yeah, so I think that's going to help me become a better golfer, though.
But this is what you need. I was going to bring this up about the latest video on our main channel. That's One Golf. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Jacob plays a 2-ball scramble with himself around Bow Wood to see if he can hit level par with that. And I love the video. I love the golf in the video. But my main qualm and problem with that sort of format is that I don't think it's doing anything for you in terms of, even I've seen some people in the comments say this is great, you get to see if you eliminate bad shots what you can score, but that's not the point. You're never everyone has good shots, right? So I think the thing you're missing on that video is, or that sort of thing, is there's no stakes to it. So this competition is gonna add some pressure, and that's what you need to be able to golf under pressure if you're going to reach scratch. Because if you're on a round, say in 200 days, and you're 1 under par through 15, the pressure is gonna feel enormous. So you need to get the pressure from playing these competitions, setting yourself targets, and doing that sort of thing. This competitions, 18-hole competitions against other people, setting yourself goals. That's the way forward in terms of when you're actually on the golf course, because you're in real golf. You only get one shot at a time, and you don't get to reload it. So
yeah, I would say the negative about that self scramble, I think it was a good little experiment, and I learned a lot of things from it. But the negative is that because there's no stakes, you're always going for the hero shot. You're not going to play the golf that you're going to play because you've got a reload shot. But your point about the pressure, I think this weekend in the competition I'm going to do very well, just because before I started this challenge, all of my best scores have come from competitions. I seem to do incredibly well with pressure in golf, and I'll tell you why I think that is. It's because I have so many external stress factors in my life. I have an insanely demanding job, and now with the baby, now with other things going on in the family and stuff like that as well, there is a lot of external stress that I'm just carrying on my shoulders the whole time. When I get to the golf course, one of the hardest things is for me to disconnect and be in golf mode. Like, I'm always thinking about like work. It's like, oh, I didn't send that email. I need to do this thing. I need to do this. Even as I'm over the ball, I'm like, oh crap, I need to sign that document. Oh, we need to send that money. And it's like, I can't get my head out of that and into golf mode until like hole 4. So this is what you'll see. So my best scorecard in England was 89 at Orchard Lee. I shot 89 opening with a quad bogey. It literally, the scorecard was quad, triple, double, bogey, par, birdie. It was mental. It was just like crazy. And then after I got that, I had like a string of like just a ton of pars in a row. Maybe like it was like birdie, 5-6 pars in a row. And then at the end of the game, as I'm like approaching the clubhouse and the car on, you know, the last 3 or 4 holes, it was like triple, triple, triple. So it's like this midsection of like birdie. I actually got 2 birdies in that round. It was like birdie, par, par, par. It's like, so if I'm capable of that, then why can't I just do it for the whole round? And it's got to be the stress elements. But coming back to the pressure thing, it's like when I'm in a golf tournament, and there is that pressure, the pressure forces me to just think about the pressure of golf and of the situation that I'm in, not all these other external factors. So I don't know to what level that's going to help me. As I'm getting better at golf, that sort of thing that I've described there is probably going to have less and less of an effect. But as it stands right now, I think it just helps me get in the zone. Like, the pressure of golf being golf is what I need right now, rather than just all these other stuff. Because we spoke to our friend Alan about this, about why he doesn't like, essentially, like, he's a quality golfer, like why he doesn't tour and go to competitions and things like this and try and make it as like a pro golfer. And he's like, there is a difference between putting a ball to win a competition to gain some, like, you know, accolades and money, and then there's a difference between putting a ball that if you miss, you are going to miss your mortgage payment and your family's going to suffer because of it. And it's like, whoa, when you get to that stage, like, yeah, obviously it's like, you know, a bit different. But I think, yeah, the pressure of this weekend's golf tournament, I think it's going to be really good for me. It's going to help me lock in, and I think I'm going to get a fantastic score. If I had to guess, oh, maybe not fantastic score, but I think a good score for me. I think I'll shoot 92.
92 would be a very good competition score at your course at the moment as an 18 handicap. I think you'll probably get a few extra shots as well than 18.
And I'm saying 92 as well because I think Stableford points-wise, I'm going to get loads, because I think it's only going to be 92 because there's going to be 1 or 2 holes where I shoot like a quad bogey. But I think I'm going to get a lot of pars, maybe even a birdie, who knows. But there's going to be a lot of pars in that scorecard for sure this weekend.
I'm looking forward to next week's episode when you fill us in.
Can
we fast forward to it. Yeah, it's just raining and storming in the UK, so I don't think I'll be able to get out this weekend. So I'm gonna have to live my golf through you this weekend. And moving on, we got an exciting segment because you have been contacted by Vice Golf, I believe, and people can use your discount code Jacob to buy some balls or whatever they want on Vice Golf. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. So if you've been following with, we haven't actually announced this anywhere yet, so this will be the first time.
Exclusive podcast, exclusive for our first pod.
Podcast exclusive. We are now officially working with Vice Golf. I've had tons of when we first started the challenge. And I think over the course of maybe, it's like 3 months now, essentially, we've had millions and millions of views on it. And we've had a lot of people reach out to us. And I've just, I had a discussion with you. I was like, I think we just hold off and just work with brands that we actually know, like, and would use. Like, I don't want to be just shilling stuff for the sake of it. And Vice was just that perfect match. So you're going to be seeing Vice balls in the upcoming videos, which is going to be fantastic. I'm going to be trying out a couple of different balls, really trying to get to grips with like ball technology and which ball to use at my level and to stick with. A lot of people in the comments say like, just use the same ball, use the same ball, use the same ball.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I basically, because of the way my home course is, and obviously winter golf in England, I lose a ton of balls. Like when you play as much golf as I am at this level at difficult courses, you lose a lot of balls. And we're talking like hundreds of pounds worth of balls every single month. So it's like, I ain't being picky with the balls right now. I'm getting whatever's the cheapest and whatever I find. But now I've got the opportunity to actually use a ball consistently. I think that should also help with the thing. But the Vice balls, they're fantastic. They've got some very cool designs as well. Like some of their balls look epic. But yeah, go to we'll put links in the podcast, like show notes and description. But you can use code Jacob, JACOB, on Vice Golf to get 10% off of your purchase.
And I agree with people what they're saying in the comments. You have to, now you're getting serious. You're 100 days in. You have to use the same ball. You have to. It's not about so many things with a ball. It's the thing you hit, right? It's like in racing when they talk about tires. Like tires are so important because it's the only thing connecting your car to the track. The ball is so important and your equipment's so important because that's what you're playing with. But you need to hit the same ball so you know what it does, especially around the greens and on putts. It's really important. Driving in irons or driving in low lofted irons, maybe you can probably use any ball, but or maybe not. But like it makes less of a difference. But especially around the greens, the spin, like knowing what it's going to do. Is it going to roll out? Is it going to spin? Is it going to do whatever? How's it going to feel off the face? I need to be familiar with this feel off the putt, and that is something you need if you're going to get to scratch. You need to be consistent on that. So with that being said, you've got the choice of which ball you're going to go with from Vice, and I thought we could help you out right now, and give you a little rundown on the models and what you're going to pick. So I think there's a few options for you. They do have balls of like every kind of level. Like if you're a beginner, obviously they're less expensive and stuff. But I think you're getting to the level now where you need to be looking at more of the top of the tree if you're going to progress, and this is going to be the ball that you're going to stick with for your journey. So the choice I would go for you is the Vice Pro. So I've asked my mate Chat, and I've looked on the Vice website about this. But it's essentially a three-piece urethane covered ball, but it's for medium swing speeds. I'm sorry to say you're not Bryson DeChambeau. You're not smacking it.
Oh mate, yeah, I know I don't swing fast. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that I'll get into my other choices in a moment, but I think the Vice Pro is good. Is for medium spin speeds, and you'll have a good, decent spin around the greens, which you need in Spain because of the firmer greens as well, and it'll be consistent. The other options that you could go with are the Vice Pro Plus, which is for higher swing speeds, so I don't think you're there yet, and it's more. It's a super premium ball, so it's like the Titleist Pro V1 or the Pro V1X, and I think that would be when you were at scratch, trying to get into the plus handicaps maybe or whatever. Like that would probably be a great ball to go to when you don't lose a ball for like 3 rounds as well. But I think right now your swing speed isn't at the level and you don't hit it far enough for the Vice Pro Plus for you to use that. The other option, because we know you're a bit of an old man, is the Vice Pro Air, and it's a softer ball and it's for kind of more moderate swing speeds. But I think you are unlocking more speed, which is why I would go back to
I think
Pro.
my swing speed is not low. Like with the irons, I'm approaching like 80 mile an hour swing speed. And so I think when my last couple sessions with Harry, it was sort of like 76, 77, 78.
What's that, with your 7-iron?
Yeah, with a 7-iron, just not trying to like absolutely smash it, just my average shots through the thing was to just say like 77 miles per hour, which isn't slow. It's not rapid, but I think your tour average is only like 82 or something like that on. I mean, we have to fact check that later, or somebody fact check me in the comments. But I think it is like I'm not far off it.
Yeah. 82, but they actually hit the ball first. Is that
right? Yeah, exactly. Burned. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So my I don't think my issue, like, because I tried to add a lot more speed very fast, and that's another thing that threw me off whilst I was in England, trying to get like 110 mile an hour drive. Just because whilst you're in England and the only thing you can focus on is like mats and the range, and when you're at like, sims and stuff and you've got all this data, one thing you just want to be able to do is hit the ball further. And I was like, even my friends that don't play golf, I'm not hitting it as far as them. When I should be. I'm tall. I've got long levers. Like, I should be hitting the ball far, but I'm not. Yeah, but for now, I just need to let go of distance. It's not like I'm losing, like me and you hit the ball about the same distance. Like, when we're driving the ball.
For audio listeners, I'm absolutely mind blown with that. He hits his pitching wedge for 100 yards. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we hit the driver about the same.
Yeah, all right. We hit the driver about the same. Yeah,
we hit the driver about the same.
Probably 10, 20 yards more, but yeah.
But like with the pitching wedge, it doesn't matter if I hit a pitching wedge 10 yards further or less than you, because I've just changed the club.
Yeah,
like, depending on the target. So it's like I got over sort of obsessed with speed for a minute. I was just trying to increase speed and distance. And I ended up going backwards. But what I'm doing now, which is helping a lot, is one, I've learned where the speed needs to be. Harry showed me this amazing, like basically like speed training drill, where it's like you basically listen to where the swoosh is in the swing, and it should be at the bottom, like where the ball is, though. But if you notice, what a lot of beginners do is you can try this at home as well. Just like grab a stick or like even a brush or anything, and like, as you go to do your swing, like if you want to say to yourself, like, I'm going to swing really hard, or I'm going to hit the ball really fast, I'm going to do a fast swing. I bet if you're like above a 15 handicap, as you go to do that, where the sound will be, it'll be to your right, or like if you're left-handed, to the left. It won't be at this, like, by your feet. You want that swoosh sound by your feet. And so that's helped me get like more swing speed in the right space. And as I get better and better at that, it'll increase the swing speed. But two, I'm now beginning to train like an athlete, as in the gym, on working on my body. And as I get stronger, I will just pick up the speed naturally. I don't want to like artificially try and increase my speed now. Like, I would just want to keep swinging at the speed I'm comfortable at, and let my strength over time, my increased strength over time, bring that speed up gradually.
Yeah, and hitting the ball out the middle of the club face and everything just brings up like distance anyway. It's a massive point that, like, for me, like, I can see it when I hit a 7-iron out the toe and it goes 120 yards. If I hit it out the middle, it goes 165. You're like, exactly. That's a big factor. So hitting out the middle consistently is a massive factor.
Yeah, mate, dude, I had a 600 or 550 euro driver, brand new, that I've been trying to swing the absolute nuts off, and I ended up snapping it. I had to get a new shaft because I was chunking the drive so much. It's like, I need to focus on hitting that ball without hitting the floor first before I want a 110 mile per hour swing. And it's like, I think I thought like my idea was at the start, it was like, if I just try and swing as hard as I can, and I get used to swinging at absolutely rapid speeds, even if I'm terrible, I'm going to jump to then being good because my swing speed's going to be so much higher than everybody else's, like at this level. But I just don't think it works like that. I just think you need to add it little by little, the speed. You can't just all of a sudden introduce massive amounts of speed, or like trying to force massive amounts of speed, because the ball's just going to go anywhere. Like, it's contact first, always.
Yeah, I agree. And with that, I guess then you can give us some notes on the Vice Tour. The Vice Pro. Once you've used it, and stick with that ball when you get it in your hands. Stop using the restrictions and Callaways you find in the bushes, all right? And the Slazengers. Stick with that ball, and you should see improvements, because you know what's going to do around the greens. I guarantee you.
Yeah. I think, obviously, all those balls you mentioned are still, like, great balls. But, like, when you're finding, like, a ball that's been underground for, like, 2 weeks in the forest, like, it may be a bit questionable to use. But what I've also noticed, right, is I had this, like, big revelation the other day, because everybody's like, yeah, balls. And I'm like, dude, it's just a ball. But it's so much more than that. Like, because I was just... When I go to do my chipping practice, right, just throw my hand in my bag, just pull out a bunch of these random balls that I've got, lake balls, all sorts of stuff, right? And what I noticed, right, I was just working on these short range, sort of like, 20 meter, even less, like 15 yard, let's just say, chips, where it's like, it's a chip that's almost like a putt, where it's just, you want to just back, forward in one motion to have like a really controlled ball. You're not trying to go like, maybe like just like a little putt with a pitching wedge, right? And this is really easy to replicate. That's why you need to practice it, right? Because you can sort of like, in certain positions, you can guarantee it's like a really easy shot to replicate. And what I was noticing was, like, I was doing the exact same shot, and I'd have like, I think it was Callaway Hex Softs I had like a bag of for Christmas or something, and maybe I had like 4 of these balls in the pile. And all of those would go to the exact same distance, pretty much. Let's just say I'd be like, 3 yards away from the pin each time with that. And then I'd be doing the exact same swing with just like the different balls that are coming out of the bag. And they'd be going different distances, but they might be going like 1, 2, or 3 foot more away, which in my mind before, it's just like, that was just a swing. But like, and I was like, oh, it's not even that much. But then 1 or 2 foot, 1 to 3 foot difference between just the balls of where it goes on the green, that could literally be the difference of a shot of a stroke on that hole. And when you're trying to get down to scratch, it's every single shot like that matters. So even if you're losing, 1 or 2 strokes each round because the ball is going exactly where you want it to be, that's 1 or 2 strokes gained, like just from something that you've not improved on, as in like you haven't like improved your swing, you haven't increased swing speed, increased swing mechanic, you've done nothing but use the same ball and just get very familiar with exactly how that ball is going to react to your club and to the ground. Exactly that, and that goes probably with the rest of your equipment too, which I'm sure in future episodes we will get into. Because I love my equipment, even though I'm a terrible golfer. I do love listening to other golf equipment podcasts and learning about golf equipment. So hopefully I can share some of that knowledge with you and drill in some important things like using the same ball. We're coming to the end. 45 minutes we've been going for. Christ, I thought we wouldn't have 10 minutes of content, but we have we've yabbed on. I've got a question for you. For Christmas, I got a calendar which has golf questions on it for every day. So I'll give you the question from the 7th of January to increase your golf knowledge, because although you're trying to get down to scratch, you've got the golf knowledge of someone who's never played golf in his life. But anyway, yeah, that is true. I'm just trying to. I was up until like a couple of weeks ago trying to just brute force my way to scratch. And that's why I think we started this podcast, right? Is because you love the technical aspect of golf and the equipment, whereas I just love the playing. Like, I want to play and get better. I'm not too fussed. Like, I'm not a very detail orientated guy when it comes to the equipment, but you are, and I think that's why it's going to be like such a good like chemistry on this podcast.
Hopefully. Right, so a little question for you then. Who won the Silver Cup awarded to the lowest scoring amateur to make the cut at the 1995 Masters and 2 years later won the tournament? Is it A, Tiger Woods, B, Seve Ballesteros, C, Retief Goosen, or D, Henrik Olaf Stenson?
Right, I might get a lot of hate in the comments from the golf community for this, but I don't know what the Silver Cup is. I don't know any of those golfers.
It says it in the question. It literally says it in the question. I'll read it again. Who won the Silver Cup awarded to the lowest scoring amateur to make the cut at the 1995 Masters? And 2 years later won the tournament. So it's the lowest scoring amateur.
1995 was... Tiger's quite old now, though. Was he even an amateur in 1995, or was he already pro?
I think Tiger's, like, not that old. What's he got to be, like, 45?
Yeah. But then also it's, like, too easy of an answer then. Like, it's like, Tiger. Who was the other options?
So it's A, Tiger Woods, B, Seve Ballesteros, C, Retief Goosen, and D, Henrik Olaf Stenson. I'm laughing because you don't know who any of these are, but
I don't know who any of them are. I'm going to go for C.
C. Okay. Well, the answer is it's A. It's Tiger Woods.
Oh, mate, I just didn't go for that because I thought it'd be the obvious one. I was like, maybe that's like 1995. It's got to be about that age. It was like maybe you just slipped into pro. I don't know. Let us know in the comments as well if you got that answer right. I want to know how many people would have actually got that question right. Is it just me with my rusty golf knowledge, or is that just common knowledge?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's you with your rusty golf knowledge personally, but we'll see. Right, Jacob, we have come to the end of today's podcast. I want to thank everyone for listening. I want to thank you for joining. And I'm looking forward to catching up with you next week when we can talk about your 18 holes in tournament conditions.
Yes, love it. Well, yeah, thank you everybody for listening. Check out all of our social media channels as well. It's That's One Golfing on basically like every platform. This podcast as well is available on all platforms too. We'll have a new YouTube channel for it, so if you could go and subscribe to that will be fantastic. All the links will be in the show note. And yeah, looking forward to sharing this journey with you. We end day 100 on an 18.3 handicap, so a bit closer to scratch.
Love it. Right, see you later.
Bye.